Milena, the most beautiful woman in the village, and Renato, who first saw her, have a crush on her at a glance. Middle school students who have already figured out Milena's route go in advance and take a seat.
Ma come si chiama?
Malena, il più gran pezzo di sticcia di carne.
When Renato saw Milena for the first time, he remembered her in detail. He thinks about her all night long. Renato constantly waits at Milena's house. Milena seems to know it. Renato's love never stops. He climbs up to the wall of Milena's house and peeps at her. Milena's husband was conscripted for war and she lives on a pension. Renato now peeps on Milena by using tools. Renato even uses his imagination to enjoy this moment. Meanwhile, Milena quietly waits for him while reading a letter from her husband. Her day is to look at her husband's picture and dance with it to soothe her loneliness. Renato buys the same record as Milena heard last night and goes back to bed and thinks about her. Of course, not only Renato but also all the men in the village like Milena. Is it because their husbands also fall in love with Milena? The women jealous of Milena accuse her, stigmatize her prostitute without any grounds.
Chissà che ci trova. Io dice che pare finta. Mio marito non la toccherebbe manco.
Renato enjoys his time alone anyway. But a few days later, news came that Milena's husband died in the war. All the men in the village want Milena, and the jealousy of the women gets worse. Renato, who enjoyed himself alone, pees at the woman's bag and then throws stones at the store who swears word at Milena. Renato is getting bolder and bolder. After stealing Milena's underwear and oiling the mattress, Renato touched Milena's underwear. And he exercised more intensely than before. As soon as the curfew is over, Renato goes to Milena's house, but all the men in the village see her house strangely. And a letter comes to Milena's father, who can't hear. After beating up the friend who cursed Milena, Renato goes to take a peek at Milena's house to check the truth of the rumor.
Peccato è tardi, devo tornare in caserma.
When Lieutenant goes back home, he encounters a dentist going to Milena's house, and the dentist insists to Lieutenant that Milena are engaged with him. The two grown-up adults, worse than Renato, start fighting for Milena without asking her. Rumors spread throughout the town that Milena had an affair with a dentist and an officer, which leads to a trial. Women who are jealous of Milena and men who want her all swear at her. Milena's reputation gets worse. Milena goes to take care of her deaf father, but her father changes the door of the house without listening to Milena about the truths. Pretentious men greet Milena as if nothing had happened.
Coinvolto il dottore Gaspare Cusimano in una segreta. Siete il dottore Cusimano? Siete o siete mai stati?
Assolutamente no, signor. Come potrò essere fidanzata di uno sposato?
Quella sera e a quell'ora insolita.
Non lo so.
Era mai stato altre sere in Boston?
Sì, una volta.
Quanto è durata?
Poco, pochissimo, eccellenza. Mi ha portato una medicina per mio padre.
Che cosa avete fatto?
Mi ha salutato.
Of course, nothing happened in the evening, but the dentist spread disgusting rumors to people to bluff that Milena was his concubine.
Che tipo di relazione intrattenevate?
Signor Pretore, io vedova sono.
Milena really liked the lieutenant, but the lieutenant stated in court that he had nothing to do with her and ran away. When the trial goes against Milena, a lawyer appointed for free defends her. Thanks to the free lawyer, the trial seemed to have ended well, but his thoughts were not different from other people. Lawyer is of the same kind as the villagers. He also wants to sleep with Milena. The old lawyer goes to his mother to get permission to marry Milena, but she is already stigmatized as a prostitute in the village, so the marriage is rejected. Milena is alone again. The reason why all the men in the village were nice to Milena is because they just want to sleep with her. They don't even sell food to her. So she has no choice but to beg secretly. Suddenly, a bomb goes down in the village. Milena's father, her only family, died from the bomb. Milena, who lost her two families in the war, gives up everything. She cuts her hair by herself and sell her body for real to make a living. Watching all these, Renato, who can't do anything, is just crying. A few days later, when the village was occupied by the Germans, Milena sticks to the Germans to live. But unfortunately for Milena, the German army lost the war. Women out of jealousy tear Milena's clothes and cut her hair as if they had waited. They publicly execute her. Renato has no choice but to watch too. Due to bullying of women and men who are trying to sleep with her for once, Milena can no longer be in the village. She leaves the village. Renato alone watches her last. Shockingly, Milena's husband came back alive. The fact that he died was misinformed. Milena's husband comes back and looks for Milena, but all the villagers pretend as if she didn't exist.
Segretario, vi ricordate? Nino Scordino.
Fondete con qualche donaccio.
Sapete niente di mia moglie?
Non si era arruolata coi separatisti del
Finire l'hanno ammazzata, è stata abbracciata 7 a 7 con Antonio Cane.
Per voi altri miserabili.
per i bordelli della Sicilia. E forse la trovi a
Renato, the only villager who knows the truth about Milena, secretly leaves a letter to her husband and tells him all the tours he saw.
Gentile signor Scordino, non vi dovete dispiacere se nessuno vuole parlare. Malena è stata una moglie fedelissima. Ha amato solo voi. Poi sono successe tante cose, ma a quel tempo in fondo voi eravate già morto da un pezzo.
1 year later, Milena comes back to the village with her husband. But the villagers who don't feel sorry for Milena only show favor because she's old and wrinkled.
Che ruga attorno agli occhi ce l'ha.
Pure ingrassata.
Buongiorno, signora Scordia.
Sì.
Se lo prenda,
no, signora,
se la
la
porti a
si
casa,
sta.
se la prenda. Se la porti, magari dopo se ne parla.
Adesso ci penso io.